Hello, hello. JD Grospitz here, lead singer and streaming talent of Malignant Bear. Today we're coming at you with a quick look at the game DemonsTier. This is a title that showed up in my Steam recommendations list, and I was interested in it and decided to check it out, and I'm glad I did, because it's fun and there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of press or any information about it, so I figured we'd make a quick video and just kind of talk about it. So this game is, at its core, a pixel twin-stick shooter, with some roguelike elements, and its most closest comparable in the modern day is probably something like Hammerwatch, but it has a little bit more of the sort of Super Nintendo era sensibilities and definitely stylings. So we're going to do a quick look of it and just showcase what it's all about. So here we are in the game. Looks very similar to the thumbnail, of course, because that's just the menu, essentially. The little town here where you start out is where you can do some basic things. So like I said, at its core, it's a roguelike, it's a twin stick. So you move and you shoot. You have some different characters that you can check out. It runs with the aesthetic for sure. You can do no screen effect, do high res, which looks a little bizarre, or you can go full-blown CRT, which hurts my eyes. I'm glad that those aren't a thing anymore. And there's not a whole lot going on here. This is it as far as the options is concerned. But there's some other gameplay things here in town that we can check out. You can talk to people. The game has a little bit of story elements, and the villagers here in town will give you some basic tips and things about the game. You have multiple party members. You start out here with the knight, and each character has their own different stats. So they have life, defense, attack, their attack distance, and their movement speed. And you can unlock more as you go through. So there's the wizard, the archer, that's who I'm playing now. There's the cleric, the berserk, the assassin, and then two hidden ones. And you unlock these with the token you see in the top left there, and it's literally just called the token. And that's the permanent currency, the only thing that you get to keep throughout your runs unless you die. And you have a chance you can go back and find your body, sort of similar to something like Dark Souls. But if you don't find it in time, or you die again, then you lose all your tokens, but you can use them to unlock things. So we'll spend some now, and you can see we've unlocked this character now, so we can change out to them. But we'll stick with the archer for now. Also in town, you have some items that you can purchase, and those also cost the tokens, so you have to use them for things like that. The game does support two-player co-op, including split screen or Steam remote play together, which is good. So unfortunately, for example, Heroes of Hammerwatch doesn't have local co-op, but this does, so that's nice. In general, though, this game is a little bit more simplistic than something like Hammerwatch. But each character has multiple weapons that you can pick, so you can see here that if I give him enough tokens, I will be able to get that one. And you don't have to have them all at once, so you can just add a couple there as you go. But we'll go in and we'll do a quick run to see what this looks like. So again, because it's a roguelike, every single run is randomized. You spawn in, you have a little bit of leeway, some protection there. But you literally just go in, you run around, and you shoot stuff. Every character is ranged, even the knight. So that's why the attack distance matters. There's little bombs and runs. You can get gold. And gold is useful because that gives you the upgrades just for that specific run, and we'll see that when we finish this floor. You can see each level has a little mission, and that's random every time as well. So for example, for this time, I have to kill all the enemies on the floor. Simple enough. You can see I have a nice little map. The brown areas I haven't been to yet, but the other ones I have. Just have to keep going through. So the counter up there in the top, that is the Reaper. So when it gets to 5 minutes, Death himself shows up, and you have to get out of the level or you die. Thankfully, he's pretty slow, so you have a little bit of leeway there. But it's worth pointing out that the game wants you to be pretty fast at it, which I think plays in its favor. Again, this is very simplistic in terms of the gameplay and the art style and the story and the sound design and everything, which isn't a bad thing. I think a game that's simple and accessible and fun definitely has a place. And so that's why I was glad to see this one in my recommendations and check it out. This harkens back to a simpler time of game design and features. So every character has different skills, so mine is drop little bombs there. Enemies just seem sort of drawn to you. So here on the first level, it's pretty basic. Again, nothing's all that intense. There's not too many ranged enemies yet. You'll get more later on as you go, in different environments as well. So in every level there's a big chest, and that requires you to defeat the little mini-boss that's on that level, so that was the worm that we killed earlier. And then there's the little chests that don't take anything. So you can see my keys over there in the top left, near my little bar for my skills and my health. Again, very simplistic. This is one of those games that you can just sort of figure out. The tutorial for it is all of, 30 seconds, and then there's some text boxes to explain a few more things. A nice pick up and play game. Just go through and kill stuff and get to the next floor here. Ooh. Pretty quick. Alright, so we finished the mission. You can see all of our stats here. So we missed one chest somewhere. We got a lot of gold out of that, though. And some tokens as well. And we killed all the enemies. Right, so that is just about... Nope. Last chest should be... Oh, must have missed it somewhere else. I wonder if it was the big one and we just didn't find it. But no, we did open that one. Oh well. So we go to the next floor, and you can see, here's the upgrades that you can spend your gold on. Again, every character has their own stats, so you can pick and choose your playstyle, and if you play with co-op, you can have multiple people doing multiple characters as well. So we'll do damage and range and speed, and we'll do damage one more time, actually. Those are the most helpful. You can see, new level, same tile set, but very different layout. Different objectives, so this time we have to destroy all the bombs on the floor. Just look like that. Here we have some different enemy types as well, so these guys in these towers throw axes at us. Again, the game's, it's simple, but it's fast-paced and fun, and there's definitely room for titles like this. Hammerwatch is similar, but it's a little bit more involved, and just has some more things going on with it, whereas this is a little bit more kind of pick up and play. Here you can see there's a villager trapped in the chest there. If we had bought a silver key back in town, we could free them. And then they follow you as a little companion for the rest of the run, and then give you some extra tokens when you end. So a little bit of risk reward there if you want to use your tokens on saving the villagers. They can help you out a little bit, and then sort of repay the favor when you finish the run. Nice and quick level here. Got everything, so we will go ahead and... Oh, I did that by accident. It's clicking too fast. Just get a couple levels and everything. And again, very quick, we're on to the first boss already. This one is... I'm not entirely sure what this is. A giant bee. So in the first area, I've seen the bee and an earthworm. And they're very similar. Again, they just sort of shoot things at you, easy enough to dodge. Especially if you've got some speed upgrades. But again, every character is a little bit different. So there would be some replay value to this. There's a little bit of story element. Those don't replay. And it's pretty basic. It's just, an ancient evil has awoken. And apparently it ties into the developers' other games, Riddled Corpses and Xenon Valkyrie, which I played a little bit. They were maybe a little too simplistic for my taste. There's some interesting design choices in them for sure, and some passion put into them definitely. But I think this is this developer, Diabolical Minds' best effort. And so as a result, like I said, it was disappointing to see that there hadn't been much coverage of it. Very loud. But unlocked a new weapon recipe there. and we'll go on to the next area just so you can see that there is different tile sets, and then we'll bounce back out because, like I said, I want to keep this short. So the next little area here is the spider nest. So you can see new enemies, they explode, some skeletons, they're much more active, they shoot at you, there's little traps on the floor. So the game changes it up and it does it pretty quickly. So again, in less than 10 minutes we were able to talk about everything in the game, go through an entire first level, and see all the features. So a nice, simplistic little twin stick. So you can see we use the magic rope to get out, and of course we'll have to buy more if we want to do more of that. You start out with quite a few of them. Go here, you can see we have a new weapon that we can unlock if we want to. And that's it. It really is that simple. This is DemonsTier. Fun little game. I think this would definitely be enjoyable if you had somebody to play with, local co-op. And even if it was somebody who's not really into games, like I said, Hammerwatch is a little bit more difficult, more involved. You might have to have a maybe more dedicated group for that. Whereas this is something that's very much pick up and play, even for someone who doesn't really know too much about gaming. It's essentially just you move and shoot. Nothing wrong with that. And again, at a bargain title, the full price for this game is $10. And during the Steam sale, when I'm recording this, it's going for $2.50. Hard not to beat that. And support devs that are, putting out fun little games like this. But anyway, this was DemonsTier. Hope you enjoyed this very quick look at this title. And until next time, have a good one.